What's going on? Keith, Two Guys How To. Thanks for checking this video out. If you got a Tri-Z or you know somebody who's got one or you just picked one up, today we're just going to yank the carburetor off and show you how to clean it. I actually got this one in a Kawasaki Takati, the KXT 250 from Minnesota. Me and Big Kevin went out there. We grabbed this and the other Kawasaki as a package deal, and the Kawai's in here. And you can check out my other video of me getting that thing running for the first time. And I'm actually waiting on a carburetor rebuild kit for that one. I just cannot get it to run right, but on this one I'm pretty confident it's going to start. Hopefully it does. If not, we'll rebuild this one too. Today I'm going to yank the carb off. I'm going to start off by yanking the carb. Cleaned out the gas tank with that little suction cup. That's a pump. You pump it up and it sucks out any kind of fluid. So I sucked out the gas. The gas was just straight oil. I mean, it looked like motor oil, used motor oil. So we got that clean. This particular bike has a fuel pump on it, so we're gonna hope that that still works off the vacuum of the motor. And let's just strip it down and get this carburetor off here. Alright, got the carburetor inside. I've got my little drip pan here that's going to drip out any old gas that's in this thing. I know we had put some in and tried to start it before. It didn't quite run right, so we're going to go to round 2 again. And before we put this carb on, I want to show you guys, if your bike's bogging out and you're not sure why it's not revving up, this Yamaha Tri-Z 85. I went ahead and took the muffler apart, the 2 pieces right here, with the silencer on the back. It's clean right through there. And I got this little grabber tool, put it down inside here, and look at what I'm pulling out. A mouse or chipmunk's been living in here. You're gonna end up blowing this bike up. Way down inside the stomach of this exhaust. Look at all this stuff. Crazy. I'm gonna have to start it, thin this out as much as I can, and start it without that, so I just blow it out one good time. And what'll happen is you'll blow your upper muffler gasket there. Might have got most of it out. I don't know. It still seems like there's a lot more in there. Yeah, there's a lot in there. So make sure you do this first. If your bike's bogging out, before you adjust the carburetor, if you've had it sat, this bike's sat for about 12 years. And I can show you guys right here. Look at all these feathers and fur and little pieces of straw came out of there. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and get this carb on here, fire this thing up, and blow the rest of this out. Maybe there's a mouse in there and we'll blow him out too. All right, let's go ahead and get this carburetor back on. The rain's coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the small side down inside there. Double check, everything looks clean. All right, let's see if she starts. Turn the fuel on. All that's on. Kicker's on. Choke's up. It's still got that mouse trap in there. Let's get that mouse stuff out of there real quick. Never run right with that. Totally clogged up. Yeah, there's something real big in there. Look at that. Man. There's a whole nest down in there, a whole mouse nest. Climbed in from the dang tailpipe. Ridiculous, man. Let's try it one more time, see if we can blast it out of there. Pretty nasty. Yeah, good to go. No more mouse in the house. All right, man, let's get inside. That's it. Garage is smoky, smell of 2 cycle in the morning. Always a good thing. And hopefully I showed you guys something, man. That thing wouldn't rev up yesterday. It was clogged, and it was that mouth. The mouse house was up inside that exhaust, so I used one of those grabbers. This one's a bigger one right here, and you can see it. It's got the claw on the end. When I hit the back button right here, boom, just take that muffler off the back and reach down in the stomach, pull that stuff out. The bike's been good. So that bike's been sitting, I think he said about 12 or so years, 15 years. And also when you're, we just pulled all that stuffing out of the exhaust pipe. I went in the garage here and I opened the air filter housing up. You can see the lid's up there. It needs a new gasket. But look down in there. Mouse has been in there, chewed this boot all up, came in right up through here, right up through the front of the motor, and it was living down in there. It's got vines growing out of it. This thing must have been sitting outside somewhere or in his garage or barn where vines grew up into it. I'm checking the wires, and lo and behold, look, there's the dead little mouse got stuck in there. Actually, let me grab his tail. Yeah, look at that. And that's the culprit that did it right there. See his teeth. Actually, that's his claw right there and his eyes. That's the bugger that did it. So there must have been a whole family. I mean, I don't see him chewing anything, but I'm gonna double check, reroute some of these lines and double check to make sure they don't chew through any of these wires, because the mice, they attracted that copper for vitamins and minerals, and they'll sharpen their teeth on it. So I don't see anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean everything up and fire this bike on up. So I'm gonna clean that out, re-oil everything, dispose of that, and this bike should run good as new. And you can see I took the air filter up and out of here like this, and there's a dead mouse laying in the frame, and just look at the damage they did in this thing. It's sitting for over 10 years. Just a big bunch of crap. Now I got to clean this out, and you can just see how much debris is in here. If I reach down in here and really show you guys, look at that, it's just crazy. I'm gonna throw this in the trash. Man. And the whole air filter box has to be cleaned out. Even then you can still see how much more is in here. Look at this huge thing. They've just been pooping and peeing and living in here and storing their nuts and everything else. That's okay, we're gonna clean it out. It ain't gonna happen again. We're not gonna let this baby sit around like that for 10 years plus in some garage or barn, that's for sure. So I'm headed back outside. It quit raining, and I'm gonna get wet anyway hosing this stuff off. So I'm gonna hose this off, spray, let this dry, hose it out, actually air it out with high powered air, and I'm gonna spray it with some grease, like a air filter oil, so it'll do its deal. So they got a K&N here. Maybe they jetted that carb, I don't know. Normally when you take in more air, you got to take in more gas, but we'll see. It runs fine now. It'll run even better once we clean it up. You'll see the dirt and oil physically come up out of here. It'll come up out of here, and that's what we want. We want to be able to see through this thing. So let's blast it. Don't kill it. Don't break it. Let's just, you know, let's get it agitated enough so that stuff comes out. You can see all that dirt. See that? Look at that. Filthy. And that crud cutter is pretty cheap by the gallon at Home Depot or Lowe's. I hate giving them props. and you can see a big difference with that thing. I don't know if you guys can see the sunlight through that or not, but when I look up, that's all I see is sunlight. So I've got this K&N air filter oil. And just shake it up real good. And we're just gonna go around the outside and just put a light coating on it. Just like you're putting spray paint on something. Just get it good and covered. That's like putting an extra layer of sponge on top of here. That's gonna trap all of your dirt and debris. Don't put any on the inside because it'll suck it down in the motor, just the outside. And you can see it's got a red tint on it now. Boom. Let that set about 5 minutes. And we're gonna go over to the unit and get it back in this three-wheeler. My baby needs a little wash, so I just cleaned all that rat's nest out, the dead mouse in the air box. And while I got the air box off, I look down in here and it's just dirt and dust that's never been even touched. So I got some crud cutter in this bottle, crud cutter with a K-R-U-D, something like that cutter. And I'm gonna add a little bit of some palm olive just on top, just lightly to give me some suds. And I'm just gonna hose it off. I'm not gonna pressure wash it yet, and if I do pressure wash it, I'm gonna leave the pressure washer down as far as it can go, or you'll blast through lines and cut the hoses up with the high-powered water, and you'll just destroy this thing and you'll develop leaks later. So if you do pressure wash it, be real gentle with it. I'm just gonna hose it right now, let it dry, and see where the bad areas are, and either go back through with a light sponge or something, clean those out, or I'll hit them with the pressure washer, but I'll stand way far back and I'll have it turn way down, or you'll cut through everything. So let me get busy on this bad boy. And I got the air box bagged up right here with a bag and a rag in it. So that's a big difference already. Oh yeah, she's liking the bath, liking the bath. Alright you guys, let's go back over here. I got it running. I went around to the back and it's pretty juicy. That front fork wasn't bent, I'd be scatting this thing around, popping some wheelies because it's got some definite torque. Yeah, you can see that fork is just totally bowed out right there. So we went ahead and just unloosened the bolts on this triple tree. You got one at the top, one here, a couple there, two here. And June sprayed it with some WD-40. Might have to jack it up a little higher. It might come out of there. And just grab that tube and it'll slide down out of there. I pulled it out of there already. And that's it, fork's out. We've got our replacement fork right there. All right, so we're fighting with this tire. We've got a big piece of angle iron right there on the bead of the tire. We got the F350 pulled on it. Let's see if we can pop this bead real fast. Yeah, and it's tricky. You want to get that angle iron right near the edge of the rim and the bead. June had that corner right there, right up near there, and it popped it free though. So let's go ahead and get this thing off of here now. Get this new tire on, and we'll be popping some wheelies here shortly. All right, you guys, so tire's on. It's pretty beastly. I'll get used to it. I like the older 80s style knobbies, 70s and 80s, but I might let a little air out of it. It's a 25-inch tire. It's what Kawasaki or Yamaha calls for. So June just topped off the air on this thing. We lubed everything up, got the front caliper on. Yeah, the back tires, I need to get a little bit of flatter whole shot of the tire. It's trying to just ride on its side all the time, but other than that, not bad for sitting 20 some odd years. New tire is good to go. Showed you guys how to put the tire on the rim at home. And put some forks on here, fix the caliper. Master cylinder lid won't come off, so that's a whole nother video. I'm out. Peace. Fix it yourself. Save that money. What's up, Iggy? Talk to him before I shut the video down. Oh yeah. Yep. You're not a pig, you're a lawyer. He's not a pig, he's a lawyer. Peace.
I'm not a pig, I'm a lawyer.
What do they got? Those little mojo goes. Peace!